Hello and welcome to another edition of the Big O Show, starring Orestes Destrade. It's a special edition.
It is.
It is a special edition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's special because we're not only talking baseball, but we're talking softball, one of the greatest pastimes of this great American United States of America. So, and none better to have the guests that we do.
And we'd be talking lots of Rays baseball, but first and foremost, let's welcome in the head coach in his 29th year of the USF softball. We can't say Lady Bulls anymore. Can we say that? Are we going with that? I can't keep up. All I know is you guys are kicking ass. The great Ken Eriksen is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think that George Carlin would have a blast with Lady Bulls, right? I mean,
that would be great, buddy. Yeah. I would love that, man. How you doing, Kenny? You getting ready to rock and roll? Another strong season, and how you doing over there at USF? And I know you're getting ready to go on the road.
Yeah, we're doing well. You know, we just had our last practice before we head out tomorrow to Fayetteville, Arkansas. Not a lot of flights going that way, so USF was gracious enough to get us a charter and
nice.
Get a nonstop. Yeah, well, when you're champions, shit happens, right? I mean, it's crazy.
That's right. That's right. And deserved.
Yes.
So conference champions, regular season champions. I think that's the first time USF's done that in the AAC, right? Your 10th conference championship. 29 years. You've been kicking ass there. And I would have to say this is probably one of your best teams as you get to go out to the metropolis that is Fayetteville, Arkansas. What a great tourist destination. But it's all business. It's a business trip, right?
It is. You know, and people don't realize either, you know, when we were coaching with the United States national team or when you're playing pro ball, you go to these towns, it's not going to see the Eiffel Tower. It's not going to see the, you know, Graceland or anything else. It's on the ball field or at the dinner or watching film and this and that. And then, it's a business trip, but they're doing well. You know, they've kept things in perspective. Everything is serious business to them. They enjoy the locker room. They enjoy the dugout. And, you know, if you have those type of things going on, you have a good chance to continue to play ball for a long time.
Kenny, man, listen, congratulations. First of all, I hope to add greater congratulations as you guys work your way to hopefully, you know, win a college World Series berth and victory. But the winningest coach in the history of USF sports, period, not just softball and all that, but in all of USF sports, 1,181 overall wins, brother. You've been not only a mainstay, but a mentor to so many of those young athletes that you've come through. Just real quickly, you know, what's it been like for you? You played for USF as a baseball player. I remember meeting you, you know, well over 30 years ago back in the day. And it's just been a passion for you to be a part of and being a Bull.
Yeah. I'm very biased in respect of people that came through the bat and ball game. There's a perspective because you have a chance in between at bats, you have a chance in between games, you have a chance in between innings and so forth to reflect on getting better the next time. And if you're a student of the game and you become a teacher and fortunate enough to become a teacher to pass on the life lessons, you really realize also that this is not world hunger, right? I mean, this is a game, and if you could keep the perspectives and in the moment type of stuff and not let the greatness carry over to the next at bat or let the failures carry to the next at bat, they're life lessons in our sport. And to not be a yeller and not be a screamer, to be a teacher, I think you get a lot more out of young people. And I've just been fortunate enough to be able to recruit smart student athletes, you know, and so athletes can get better and smart athletes can get better faster. And we've kind of not compromised on that situation.
Yeah, and listen, to the point that, you know, even, and I know you stepped away from that after a success you had with USA Baseball, but they, you know, when your country comes a calling and they recognize what kind of coach you are and have been, your program now is, you know, mentioned in the annals of the best, you know, of the best, you know, the Tennessees and those, you know, UCLAs, et cetera. What's the feeling about that and that time that you represented USA?
You know, it's one of those things that I'm sure you had the same type of feeling. You don't realize what you're doing while you're doing it, you know, and at some point later on down the road when I'm sitting at the pool, having my Cuba Libre, with
See,
an umbrella in it,
muchacho.
right?
Yeah.
Then you get to sit back and go, wow, those were pretty cool times, and those were really great people that I met. And it's kind of funny how full circle comes. You and I have run across each other so many times in the last 35, 40, 45 years, and the people that we hung out with, Lorenzo Fernandez, Ralph Galley, Tom Tagliarini,
sir.
Gary Camellas, Leila Brado, all those guys. They took me in down here in Tampa when I moved down from New York, and I've never forgotten that. And JP and I have talked about this many times. We're Tampa's people, and I have opportunities to go elsewhere, but guess where we always end up, flying back into the airport and going, man, do we have the greatest place to live? And me not having to travel from job to job to job and be in my hometown and to coach at my alma mater is once again, I'll reflect on it one day and go, holy smokes, there wasn't a luckier guy in the world.
Yeah, Ken, and you've become an institution here, the winningest coach at USF, and your this program that you've built is incredible. The sustainability that you've had, and now you got a team that's one of the better teams you've had. Talk a little bit about your players. Annie Long, pitcher or player of the year in the conference. She pitched a one-hitter in the championship game to get you guys into the regional. Tell me a little bit about her.
She's very consistent. And, when she found the aspect of letting the game come to her and now pick an opportunity when you're pitching to go after what you feel you can get a guy out on, not what just the scouting report says, but how you feel that day, has been really important. And for a young person to understand that is really mature. Instead of staying on black and white on the paper and going, hey, this guy doesn't hit the high inside fastball. Well, today he might, right? So you have to get creative. Right. And so we allow our players to be creative, and Andy's taking it to a different level. And so for her being a Florida girl, being here where parents can come watch her pitch every weekend, and so forth, she's found a comfort zone right now earlier than I would expect. And, when you get college student athletes, you hope that by the time they're juniors, they have some wherewithal. This kid's a sophomore, and she found it midway through her sophomore year. So we're very, very fortunate for her future.
Well, what's been the other aspects of your team this year? Softball being such a the reason I love watching, especially honestly, is playoff time. It's almost for me, college, the playoffs, the regionals, and sectionals, the regionals, and obviously the finals of the College World Series. It's almost, to me, honestly, it's like the way I look at the NBA season and the NHL season. I enjoy watching the playoffs of it, right? Yeah. And it's where it counts, and it's so competitive, so intense. But give me a take on the beauty of softball and how well, you have to be on all aspects of the game. This isn't just, sometimes you get that dominating pitcher like Annie is, but the other aspects of the game, what other parts of your game this year has been so successful?
The execution part, and people have gotten away from. I actually talked to Carlos Mendoza with the Mets last year, and I asked him and David Stearns.
Interesting.
How come you guys don't bunt the guy over in the 10th inning with a runner at second base and nobody out? And they both looked at each other and smiled. And Carlos turns to me and goes, because we can't. And I'm like,
wow.
Right.
Nobody knows how to
bunt.
What
a true answer.
Right.
What an honest answer, Ken.
And it was. And then, he was like, but rest assured, that the owner and Stearns are putting a lot of money into get back to the basics of the game. And you see every year when you get to the major leagues in the World Series and the playoffs, when you need a bunt, they can't get it done. Look, for us, you have to enjoy the relentless repetitiveness of skill set work. And our girls are, I'm not going to say they're idiot savants, man, but when they get on the ball field, all the noise is cut out, and they're going to stay there until they get the bunt down, in the fall, until they get it right. And then so come the season, it's not difficult, hit behind a runner at second base with nobody out, right? You do those type of things it takes to win, and it's about scoring runs. It's not about hitting home runs all the time, because when you face the best pitching, they're not going to allow you to hit a home run, right?
Right.
So the aspect of get them on, get them over, get them in, if you buy into that, we can go a long way.
Yeah, and also, very hard to turn double plays in the softball level with the speed that some of the players have, and all throughout the collegiate ranks. You guys can do that well. I want you to just, because we're seeing a phenomenon right now with the 27-13 Rays, and they're playing like softball, basically, if you think about it. They've got a little bit of pop, but they're low ranked in home runs. That's the one thing that I think they're 27th, 28th, something like that in home runs. But man, do they do all the other little things well. Were you watching them this year? Does it kind of make you feel like, wow, they're playing like we do when we're at our best?
Yeah, they're playing like us.
Mm-hmm.
They
really are. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're correct. I mean, that is the pure baseball part of it. Like, that's sustainable. Like, you're going to find a guy that's going to come up and hit 48 to 50 home runs, but or if they're all solo shots, like, who cares, right? But for us, it's can you get on with the walk? Can you get on with the single? Can you get on with the bunt for single? And then can you drive them in, with a sacrifice fly or those type of things? And so you have to teach sometimes. This is the way the game is played. When it was invented, it was so perfect, right? Like, you got to be kidding me. You got 4 people in the infield and the 3 outfielders in between them in those slots. And then 90 feet for baseball, 60 feet for fast pitch softball. It's a pure game. I mean, I don't know who the genius was to do it, but so you coach and you teach to play against the game. You don't play against the other opponent, right? And so that's where we've been very consistent, in trying to make sure we take the noise and all the external things out and all the different colors, and we try to stay, green and gold the whole time, no matter who we play.
So what you're telling me is Kevin Cash has been consulting you. That's what you're telling me.
Not Carlos, not Mendoza.
You and Cashy having conversations about get him over, get him in?
Yeah, but Cashy was brought up in Tampa, right?
That's right.
There you go.
So I hate to say it, right? But look, you got to feel for Mendoza. I mean, who knew that Lindor, Soto, the arms and all this were going to go down the tubes? But, they'll be fine. They got too much talent, and the guy's too smart, to not have this. This will end soon for those guys.
Well, you know what? We've talked about it just in the last couple of weeks when we were covering the Rays. The key word that you just said, and it's so important in baseball, is sustainability. Yeah. And when you are executing in all those different aspects, obviously pitching well, defense, popping some jacks, but if you're doing all that, and here's one thing I want to ask you. I mean, when you're talking hitting, and you were a hitter, Kenny, I'm seeing guys for the Rays, and I'm sure you're getting it from your Bulls, up the middle, man. You hitting a softball, I don't think people realize fast pitch softball is so damn hard. Just was at an event recently with Michelle Smith, and she laughed at me again because I had a bat with her years ago at a charity game where she just embarrassed me. I fouled off a couple fastballs and she threw me that changeup, and I just almost pretty much spun into the ground. So hitting up the middle, we're seeing it with Aranda, we're seeing it with all these. What's your teaching as far as offensively for your team in order to put up record numbers?
Yeah, you're asking a great question. When I transitioned over and played with the Clearwater Bombers for 13 years and played out in Salt Lake City and then came back here and played men's fast pitch, the pitcher's 46 feet away throwing 88 miles an hour. I mean, that's unbelievable in relationship to probably 101, 102. So minimizing movement in the lower half, making sure the head stays as quiet as possible, a la George Brett, right? And throw the barrel at the ball, but not let your arms get away from you. So the simplicity of just take the barrel to the ball, stop swinging, I mean, stay connected, get the barrel there. Don't worry about the finish and the follow through, because if you square it up, it goes, and so the simple part of an approach, because when you once again, because if we go on to the postseason, which we're doing right now, pitching is going to be better, late breaking movement, velocity. So you have to counteract that with least amount of movement in the lower half, right? And then to your point about driving the middle and seeing the middle is if you can get your hitters not to outrace the collision, right? And make sure that, the barrel opens you up, you don't open up the barrel, right? And those type of languages, you understand what I'm talking about, but a lot of people don't. See, that's the key factor. It's letting slow the shoulders down, and just stay connected with your, front side of your front arm, inside part of your thighs, and work around your spine. Once again, simple approach to hitting, but make sure you're getting the barrel to the ball.
All right, a little bit more about your team, Coach, if you would. Kathy Garcia Soto, Player of the Year in the conference.
Wow.
You got some talent here. You're going to Arkansas, which normally you get sent to Gainesville and Tallahassee, right? So is this going to – it won't be easier, right? I know that it'll be crazy out there.
No.
But does it give you a little bit more sense of maybe something different, and your team can maybe get out of this regional? Give us a little scouting report.
Well, you always want to play the best across the country, and especially in the postseason. And so, last couple of years going to Tallahassee or Gainesville, Tallahassee or Gainesville, Tallahassee or Gainesville, you're playing the same 2 or 3 teams every year in a regional, and you really don't know. No, and we've come out of there and gone to the super regionals a couple of times in the World Series. So, it's good, but the college experience is to go out and play teams that you hear about. It's kind of like if you're in the National League and you're in the East Coast, man, when you go out to LA and you go out to Seattle, and you play those guys, you don't see them all the time. And so to experience that's a big deal. And then to show them that, yeah, you actually do belong, with the upper pantheon of the game. And so that's really good for our program. And once again, you get a primetime game on Friday night against the University of Washington. The whole country is going to see you, just like last year when we beat Auburn, on a primetime game. So USF is getting that nationwide type of stuff right now. But once again, I think you guys know me well enough to know the players have done such a good job of keeping it steady and doing the things that they do. But what you already brought up Kathy Garcia's name, Tampa, right? Yep. Olivia Elliott, leadoff batter, Tampa. Alex Wilkes, Tampa. Jocelyn Wilkes, Tampa. It's so cool to see the kids now going, oh my gosh, why am I looking out of state? Why am I looking out of my Bay Area where I can now bring a championship back home? And so it's really cool to see that kind of stuff happening right now.
Yeah, I want to ask you as far as how you manage, because you manage obviously at the baseball level with the Bombers and manage a high level college softball game, especially the impact games of the regional, super regionals, and the College World Series. Does your approach change, or what is key for you that you're trying to look for your team?
They're on autopilot right now. I think we do a lot of our work in spring training, right? The fall. You've got 8 to 10 weeks in the fall to train and set up how you want the season to begin. And then you come back for 6 weeks in January to set it up and reaffirm what you're doing. And then once the games start, why get in their head? You're just a teacher and a maintenance teacher at that point. And right now in the postseason, less is more. You want to be able to keep that acre between the ears, completely clear because a full mind is an empty bat and you can't play. And I want these kids to go out there and not be robots. I need them to be creative within the system. And we talk about that all the time. And so you'll never see, us overburdening them. And I think that's why we've had so much success with, 3-star players that get to 4-star players in the postseason because we're allowing them to play. And this is a good message for young coaches and young players, and parents. Like, if your kid is in 3rd, 4th grade and they're learning mathematics or algebra or whatever, and they don't get the problem right, do you want your teacher yelling at the kid? That doesn't make any sense. So why is it different in sport? Why is it different in our game? And our game is difficult. And it's so funny to me, you brought up facing Michelle Smith. There was a parent, it's about 20 years ago. He was just brutal to his daughter. And I went, you know how tough this game is? He goes, it's not that tough. I go, grab a bat.
Nice. I love it.
He didn't touch me, and there was a different appreciation for what was going on. Right. And then I did throw him a cambio. Right. I mean, boom, he spun him in the ground. Oh, yeah. I think he pulled 2 ribs and a groin. It was funny as heck. Right. So, but Ken, that's what people don't get.
Let me get you out on this because I know you got.
You finish that, but I got one other question that before you go in. So, man, listen, you're pumping me up, man, Kenny. I hadn't talked to you in a while. The way that the energy and the thought patterns. Here's what I'm thinking for the New Yorker, the original New Yorker, but the Tampa hometown kid. If Tony Vitello went to the Giants, I think the Mets should change and bring in Ken Eriksen to manage the New York Mets.
Can't be worse.
Come on now, bro. Bring it back. Bring the Met.
Full mind is an empty
bring the
bat. I
old
love
school.
that.
I
I'm
know
putting
you're
that
a-
up in the studio.
That is a great line,
That's a
by the
great
way.
line.
Yeah. Bring back the Mets to their greatness, man. What happened?
Yeah. Well, they'll be there. Like you said, there's things you can't.
You can tell he's a Met fan, by the way.
Yeah. Well, there's things you can't control. I mean, that's the one thing. But the one thing I'll tell you is that any press conference, I'll give it right back to you.
Yeah, there you go.
I love this guy.
So I wanted to get you out on this. Obviously, there's a huge talk in this town about Tampa and the Rays building this stadium, which, we've been talking about this a lot, and it's going to be home not only for our baseball team, but it's the core of baseball and the culture, and I include softball as interchangeable in that. You go out in this community, better than anybody. Every girl is playing softball. Almost every girl grows up with the opportunity. They may not stick with it, but they play at some point. And this with the boys too. It's like a rite of passage. At some point, you're going to go play t-ball, and if you like it, you're going to keep playing. It's part of what we do. And this new group wants to build this home in the middle of Tampa, where we're going to bring in softball teams. We're going to bring in baseball teams. We're going to bring everybody back together and celebrate this culture on a daily basis in this beautiful, iconic place. And it's going to be home for all of us. And I know you're not a New Yorker anymore. You're a Tampanian, just like me. I'm not a South Florida guy anymore. This is my home.
That's true. Me too.
Where are you at with this? If you could talk to the people and say how important this is, not just for the Rays and spend a little bit of money, but it's bringing the community together in such an incredible way. What would you say to them?
The pride that every one of us has that lives here to begin with is huge. But that sport that we've played, that bat and ball sport that goes back before Al Lopez got involved with the pros. I'm getting goosebumps talking to you. The history that Rick Vaughn writes about, and that brought Ybor City together in baseball and fast pitch softball. The Clearwater Bombers, the Tampa Smokers, and all those type of things, that our threads go deeper than any other community outside of the major cities of Chicago and New York, okay, and St. Louis. Those were baseball towns. Those towns are so prideful in what they do with baseball. But nobody has more pride and roots that go deeper to each community and each cultural community of the Tampa area. Okay. And then think about the connections that we have here down to Puerto Rico and then Cuba and all those type of things, that those guys came in here and were part of the cigar deals and everything else. Mm-hmm. That place should be a mecca of culture in our city for years and years and years to come, for both men and women that played the bat and ball game.
Well put, buddy.
That was gorgeous.
That was awesome.
In fact, I'm going to send that over to the new Rays owners, and they're going to see that, and it's going to get some play, big time. That was very well said.
More importantly, send it to the city council.
Charlie Miranda's going to see that.
They need to see it.
Kenny, listen, thank you for your time. Good luck in Fayetteville. Go get them. Bring us back another championship so you can keep this roll going. I love the fact that you got so many local players on this team, and it's just it's wonderful. It's a great community asset, and you're the best. We appreciate you. Hall of Famer, Tampa Sports Club Hall of Famer, Ken Eriksen, right there.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thanks for having me. Take care, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna after the their run is over, we're gonna get him in here.
Yeah, live
for a couple hours.
His mind of having been ingrained in the, as he said, the bat and ball game for so long, as a thinker and a studier, the thoughts that he just came in, not just the between the lines thoughts and how he gets his players motivated and how he prepares them, talking about the 8-10 weeks prior to the season. That is so massively important. People forget that. That was a beautiful answer, by the way. What are we going to be doing now in the sectionals and the regionals and the super regionals? We already have done that before, so it should be on autopilot. But then beyond the line, the way that he thinks, I mean, that guy is he's special. He is special for this community.
And I love the concept of, we teach before the season.
Yeah.
And we teach it on, we get you ready for execution and we practice the execution. And then when the season comes, we don't we open your mind to your creativity. I love the way he says that.
Yeah.
Let them be creative in what they do.
Right.
You've already got the fundamentals. Now let your talent and your creativity come through. I love that.
Yeah.
That is a great teaching point in any sport in life.
And it plays, I mean, of all seasons, it plays perfectly to the way the Rays major league team is playing baseball right now.
That's another great point. And a great segue, by the way.
This is the way that this team is playing. It's playing unselfishly. They prepared very well in spring training. They had a handful of injuries coming out of camp that we're still waiting on, obviously. The Usetas and now, Ryan Pepio, but the core came out unscathed. And you just had what did he call it? The power of togetherness, I think he called it, or power of friendship, I think is what Sugar Shane McClanahan called this team.
Yeah.
That their power is how well together they are and how, everybody knows their position, and you're getting it from the tremendous trio offensively. You're getting it from the trio of starting pitching, the trios of bullpen. But everybody else also. I mean, my goodness, Fiducia's hitting like 270. Who the hell would have
saw that coming?
Who would have saw that coming?
Yeah.
Palacios, who has been mired in a slump, gets 3 major knocks yesterday. Walls is playing his great defense, but every now and then pops. So you're getting it from everybody. Because that's sustainable. I don't know. I don't know if the Fiducia, Walls, Palacios are sustainable throughout a whole major league season. But I do know those other trios are. And if you can keep that starting pitching, main bats, defense, and the bullpen, I believe the bullpen is sustainable because Kevin Baker is no joke right now.
Let's talk a little bit about last night's game, and we talk about the Chandler Simpson effect. I mean, it was in full effect last night.
It was a microcosm of the season.
3 runs scored, and that 1 run that he manufactured. Let's break that down a little bit. 2 outs, 2 strikes.
Yeah,
and he's going to produce a run all by himself.
I mean, with 2 outs, you're in a game that you just had a 3-run jack was just hit on you to make it kind of a little tight, and 5-3. And he comes out, hits one of those ground balls. By the way, I keep on saying about Chandler Simpson, he purposely will slap a ball, but he can also hit. Yeah. He also can line drive it.
He did last night.
Yeah,
2 of them right up the middle.
2 of them right up the middle, right? So, but every now and then he'll just, he'll roll over on one almost on purpose with 2 strikes or whatever, and use his speed. So he uses his speed, beats, obviously, Kevin Gossman in the first place without a problem. And Gossman's trying to touch him. It was a great play by the first baseman.
Fantastic. As smooth as you could get it.
Listen, Guerrero and Aranda should play great defense. Why? Because they were solid third basemen to begin with.
Yeah.
So these guys have the hands and the footwork.
But they played it as perfectly as you can.
It's perfect.
He grabs it, smooth, little in stride to Gossman, who got off the mound in great shape.
In great shape. Right-hander coming over, he lands towards the first base side. He's an athlete, Gossman is. Gets it, and all he could do is wail at him to try to
see. Did you see his face?
Yeah, he was pissed. Like I'm telling you, the Blue Jays are frustrated, and that's why I said that this is a microcosm of how the season's going. And so then he gets on, he's worried about him. He's already thrown over there once, and then all of a sudden he gets him to balk. And both Junior,
he gets Gossman to balk.
Yeah,
2,000 strikeouts.
Yes,
a guy who's been in the league forever.
Veteran, right?
All people to get bothered on the mound. That's the effect.
Yeah, instead of
imagine
Gossman,
what young pitchers are doing
with the stuff that Gossman has. He should just say, "All right, go ahead and steal. I'm going to go and concentrate on Junior Caminero, who could hit a 2-run homer off me with 2 outs." No, he's got them all frazzled. Junior
crazy.
and by the way, the umpires missed it, but the players saw it.
He's got an umpire too.
Yeah,
not only is he getting on base, but
points,
he's stealing base. We got an umpire.
Chandler points, and then the umpires looked and go, "Yeah, that was a balk. God damn it!" And they give him second. Boom, he's off to the races. Throw to left field. Misses the third baseman, and you just created a run like that. The last guy, in the last few years that I can remember, in the last 30 years. Was like Kenny Lofton, I seen do that. Deion Sanders, I told you the story of how Deion beat us with a balk after he stole first, stole second, then created a balk on the bottom of the 12th inning game against Atlanta when I was with the Marlins. Game over without a hit. Well, he got a hit because it was a swinging bunt. That was a hit, and he was done. So Kenny Lofton can do that. Deion And then you go back. That's why I compare this team to the mid-'80s.
Vince Coleman.
Yeah. Then you go to the Vince Colemans of the world, that when they're on base, the defense, his offense creates defensive problems. And when he's on base, the weird thing that I was looking at some metrics recently, Junior is actually getting less fastballs when he's on base than people would think that he would get. You figure Junior would get much fast. All that is respect to Junior, because they're going like, we can't give this guy meat fastballs.
Well, that just means gives a better chance for Chandler to steal.
Exactly. So Junior,
you're gonna get beat either way.
Junior's doing a great job recently, by the way. And that is when Chandler's on base, he's laying off some of these breaking pitches. He's giving him a chance to steal. He's got 14 stolen bases now. He stole 2 yesterday. And he's only getting better. By the way, he's not even peaked as a base stealer. He's still learning.
Oh, no.
This kid has the potential in the coming years to steal 70, 80. We're going to be looking at those numbers, especially with the situation, the way the rules that baseball has it now. Dare I say 1 year he's going to steal 100 bases.
Could he break the record?
I don't think he'll break the record.
What is it, 104?
No, 104 was Maury Wills. I think it's 120 by.
Is it 120?
Yeah.
Ricky, right?
Yeah, Ricky. Maury Wills was 104, and Ricky beat that. And I want to say, off the top of my head, I think he got to 120. Look that one up. But definitely it was 104 before Ricky did it. That was in the heyday of the 80s when running was fanciful.
And that was when the game was great.
Yeah.
When the game was at its best.
It's funny that Kenny Eriksen was talking about the game and how, he manages it and how it's played.
130.
130.
Ricky Henderson stole 130 in 1982 for the Atlanta.
That one may be one that we do not see, a la the 56 game hitting streak, that type of.
It's hard to get on base 130 times.
Well, it's just you got to be talented. You got to. Ricky I haven't played. Got the pleasure of playing with him. He was a rare bird because not only did he had an incredible lower half. His power was really on his quads and his hammies. So his first step was like none other that I've ever seen. Dion was the fastest human being I've seen on any sport field.
Yeah, same.
Fastest. Yeah, it was unbelievable to watch him at first and then
Is
take off.
Faster than Dion?
I don't know.
We got to have a clock to first base on that.
Yeah, he might be. I think he's 3.7 or 3. I don't know, but Dion was ridiculous. And once he got going, god damn, Dion was so fast.
But
Chandler's that's the game that we're seeing. We're seeing a mid-'80s Rays team. Remember that Cardinal team didn't have a shitload of power.
No,
they had Jack
Clark.
And then Pendleton could pop you.
Willie McGee get you.
Willie McGee could pop you. Andy Van Slyke could pop you. Tommy Hurd, but it wasn't like this team that had 330 homer guys. But then they played solid defense. They had great pitching, and just a phenomenal, well-rounded, fun team. Because that's what, again, going back to Kenny Eriksen, the manager, head coach at USF Bulls softball. It's so much fun to watch a game like that. That's why I say that the most fun team to watch in the major leagues right now are the Rays and the Cubs.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Cubs' defensive plays this year?
Yeah, on SportsCenter, top 10 plays every night. PCA, yeah.
Dude, PCA, Hap, Suzuki, their whole infield, they're just unbelievable. And then they can slap the ball around. They haven't hit their gear offensively. When they do, they're going to run away with the Central, I think.
Yeah.
So
the other Chandler Simpson thing, and I said this on my show, and it may have been before you came on. I think Chandler has a chance to be a transformational player in terms of social impact. Because I see, when you watch him play, I can see young black boys who watch him play.
Right.
We've been trying to get to the inner city baseball for a long time, a lot of different things, ways, and Major League Baseball alumni. They've done a lot of things, but they haven't really been able to. Because baseball has become boring. It's become boring. So it's not athletic.
He's adding that spice.
He's adding that. The kids see him run and be successful and play and hit the way he is.
Right.
And he is an absolutely
He could
perfect human. He's such a nice guy.
He is a wonderful kid.
He's super
well-spoken.
All of that. He's the total package.
Yeah.
And I think he can have this kind of impact because I think when, young black kids, they see basketball and they love it because it's athletic. Football, it's athletic. It's crazy. And baseball is just kind of a boring sport.
Yeah.
Not when you watch Chandler Simpson play the sport.
Correct.
They can see they need somebody like that they can, they can look at players like you and say, man, he's 6'4".
Yeah.
So when he's got this power,
Right.
that's not me.
Right.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you can look at Jordan Walker right now with St. Louis.
Yes.
You can look at James Wood with Washington. I mean, there's some
haven't been
black players that are thumpers right now.
But we haven't been
it's been
we haven't been
Kenny,
scouting players like this. There have been players like this, but the scouts come and they say, no, we don't light hitting fast. No, we don't need that.
No, because the game changed. Right.
Well, this can bring the game back to what it should be.
Here's the problem. I'm going to tell you the problem with that because I've studied this, and especially when I was at ESPN for all those years and used to talk to a lot of the big boy producers and hosts about the black player and football. And I think what happened transitionally in the mid to late 80s into the 90s, ESPN had a big reason why black players stopped playing baseball and migrated to football dramatically. And then you add the Jordans and the Kobe's and the excitement of basketball also. But really it was that once ESPN came in and created the 24/7, predominantly about football, right? I mean, I had a major producer, I won't say who it was, tell me, Big O, if we could get rid of all the other sports and just do college and NFL football, that's all we would do here at the Wild World of Sports.
Yeah.
Because it's too attractive to talk about
ratings.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, college football, Sunday, NFL, Monday, Tuesday, we never had that. We didn't have that in the 70s, before the 70s. Into the middle of the 80s, they came out in 79. They really didn't take hold until the late 80s. Once they took foothold and all the shows, it was too exciting. And then Friday Night Lights really became a thing. It's just too exciting. Colleges said, wow, we can make millions of dollars.
But baseball had become boring.
100%. So that's what I'm saying.
He can change this. The Rays can change this.
The excitement of football going this way, baseball by the early aughts going south with the way that they're
slow,
boring, monotonous.
Yeah. We've changed the pace of the game now for the better. And now we're going to change. Now, if the Rays can,
if they go far.
Yeah, if the Rays can remain successful,
and
the
they go
Cubs
into the playoffs,
and the Cubs, with playing small ball, and bringing baseball back to the movement, the excitement, the athleticism, defense, pitching, speed, bring that back, which they've done with the bases and the pitcher's rule.
Throw over.
So all of this is leading towards small ball, and the Rays have taken great advantage of the new rules by building this team that they've built. It's exciting, but you got to win. You got to win.
You got to win.
And then everybody will copy you.
Right.
So now I think, I said it on my show, I think every general manager is watching Chandler Simpson and they're saying at the scout meeting, go find me Chandler Simpson. I need a Chandler Simpson.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
And they are out there.
Am I wrong?
I mean, not exactly.
But they haven't been.
You're not wrong.
And they haven't been, just like they don't scout pitchers that don't throw 96.
Yeah.
That you can't find guys that can just pitch, right? But they're going to start finding those guys as well.
That's right.
But this is the type of player that can change baseball back to the way it was.
Well, and the game, again, going back to the great interview we had with Ken Eriksen, him talking about preparation beforehand. What's also changing with baseball and adding small ball to big ball, right? Because you're still going to have the launch angle. And you're still going to look for fly balls and stuff like that, is how well you prepared beforehand. Here's what we're seeing in the first 40 games of the season. Teams that can't defend the bunt.
Right?
They can't defend it. We've had already safety squeeze where both corners are in. Yeah. We execute the bunt, and they still bobble it and trying to get it to home plate.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball. Yeah. When I played, that was not happening.
Yeah.
We were executing.
Well, to your point, you were talking about all these.
they're not practicing that anymore.
And pitchers are getting bigger.
They're getting bigger, taller.
Remember, who was it? The 6'9" kid that tried to field the bunt and threw it away.
Yeah.
2-run score.
Yeah.
I forget earlier in the season against the Rays.
Several 6'8", 6'9" guys. We have one in
it's
our
hard
home.
for those guys to get off the mound and fill the bunt.
Yeah. So the game has gone all fast, hard, home runs, and even defensively, you've gotten away from some of the fundamentals. I'm not saying they're not practicing them, they're not taking ground balls, but the specific fundamentals, they've gotten away from it, accidentally or on purpose. Possibly accidentally. It's just migrated towards that.
Yeah, why spend time defending bunts when nobody's bunting? Right.
He said to Carlos Mendoza, hey, why didn't you guys bunt in the 10th inning? And he goes, we don't have guys that can bunt. Teams are now defending the bunt, but also having their guys relearn how to go. Oh, by the way, just like it's hard to hit a top pitcher in college softball, if you've never done it, it's also hard to bunt a major league pitch.
Yes,
if you haven't successfully practiced that. And
Chandler practices about 40 or 50 every day in the cage.
And the Rays did too, because you're seeing Taylor Walls, who never was, he was asked several years ago in the Cleveland. I was never asked to bunt, so I don't know. Mullins has dropped 3 beautiful drag bunts on lefties.
Yeah,
that have been gorgeous.
Yeah,
right.
Should do it every time.
Stop it, stop it.
But the other thing that the Rays are doing is the changeup.
Yeah.
Speaking of power. Now we're coming with the, Nick Martinez the other day threw an 80-mile-an-hour changeup right after a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck hitting that
We're seeing certain things. In the last, they've only allowed 29 runs the last 17 games. The Rays had, I said before, 16 games where they've allowed 4 runs or less. This one broke the streak. Crazy stuff. Offensively, you had their first in the major leagues at 82% contact. So they make the most contact of any team in the major leagues, and they're second lowest in strikeouts. This is by practice. This was not last year's Rays. No. It was not the year before's Rays.
Yeah.
Where they were striking out a ton.
It's a whole new deal.
And not making. So they revamped themselves. And this didn't happen just like that. It was who they picked, who they got, and they bought in spring training. I'm telling you, you come out of the gate like this, it's sustainable, because you can't go into spring training going, well, we're going to force 3-run homers every game. It's not going to happen. We're going to throw 7-inning shutouts. It's not going to happen. So this team is legit.
You know what never slumps?
What?
Medium rare.
Ooh,
New York strip.
Yes.
With a baked potato, loaded. Yes. House salad.
I think you like food
frosty cold one.
You like food more than the average person.
Oh, I do. I do like my food.
And good food.
Texas Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel is exactly where you can go to get a meal like that at a very, very reasonable price. Affordability is the thing, and they do it better than anybody else. Would you agree?
They just had a great, huge Mother's Day weekend, culminating on Sunday with their biggest day. Go on out there, right there on Highway 56 in beautiful Wesley Chapel, in between shopping meccas, easy and accessible off of 75, or, just so many ways you can get to it. It's a growing area. And the biggest thing that I like about them is their service, and it's a comfort food at a comfortable price. And you get a butcher. That can't be overstated enough.
And cut steaks.
Trimmed
perfectly.
Yeah.
So you're not paying for a bunch of fat.
What you ask for is what you get, and how you want it. And I know you like it, medium rare?
Medium rare.
Yeah.
A little more to the medium.
Yeah.
Than the rare.
Yeah, me too.
But, Pittsburgh, chart really like good.
Pittsburgh.
Just like when you walk in there and you smell that meat cooking.
Yeah.
You smell what that.
Thank God that we have connections over there, because they're jammed all the time.
And Kingmakers Tampa, that's where we are, kingmakerstampa.com. You can be a member here. Go check out the website. And also, Genesis of Tampa, part of the Murphy Auto Group, where I just bought my GV70, my 2023 GV70. Never thought I could get into a car that nice, but they put me in at a great payment, got a great deal, gave me tons of money for my trade-in. Oh, my Lord.
That was the key probably for you to get that much in a trade-in. They're doing that right now, fellas, and ladies, because they're new in the area. They want to be aggressive. and the service and product is phenomenal. And if you're in the lookout for a Toyota, right up the road in Polk County at Haines City, they have the beautiful Miracle Toyota. I'm there all the time doing stuff for them, and just can't say enough about.
You got that sweet Tundra.
Yeah,
drive around.
I've got a big boy.
That is a nice
Tundra.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, 2026 Tundra. I can't complain.
I was gonna go truck, but then they showed me that, and I was like,
no, you look stellar on there. In that, you look first class. You really do. Every time you pull away when I leave here, you're like, see you later, buddy.
I roll up that window. I can't hear a damn thing you're saying because it's quiet in there, man. I'm just in my little world
how's the sound
there.
system in there?
Oh my god,
It's really
pump it up.
Yeah.
Oh, big
Yeah.
Crank it a little, Jason Aldean.
You listen to your crisscross.
Crisscross.
You listen to your yacht music.
Listen to this sailing. Take me away.
Yacht rock.
I do like the yacht.
I like
I do
yacht
like
rock.
it because it comes with the Sirius XM, you know. So I got that. I can go right there to Yacht Rock.
Yeah, buddy. There you
the
go.
bridge. Yeah, if I want to kind of indie rock it, you know. No, that sound system
Such a white boy.
kicks. I know. Such a gringo. Such a gringo.
I like me my country music and
I
my
sure
yacht rock.
do.
I sure
I
do.
sure not
I
do.
went over there in Tallahassee. I went that down. I'm in the alumni.
I went right by that Latino. There was what is it? 16. What's his face? The Mr. 305.
Pitbull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, right by that.
You went right by that? Come on.
Dale. I had
all you got to do with that is
had an ex-girlfriend.
Name
was
3
Pitbull
cities
crazy.
and add Dale, and you got a Pitbull song. Miami.
I used to like him, but
Fort Lauderdale.
that girl turned me against him.
St.
It was like, it was too
Dale.
much. It's too much.
That's a Pitbull song.
a little catchy. But
No, man,
I used to
Armando,
like
by
it,
the
but
way, that guy,
she ruined it.
he is a wonderful humanitarian.
Yeah, I hear that. Good
Yeah,
dude.
Good human being.
Mr. 305.
Yeah.
Like, somebody can just ruin it for you. That's what happened. She just ruined it for me.
So what was the story with this girl?
She's just Pitbull crazy. It's like
every time you got in the car.
Oh,
it had to
Pitbull, this, Pitbull, Mr. 305.
It just ruined it for you.
It ruined everything.
Yeah.
But he's a good dude.
Yeah.
I met him one time. Super nice guy.
Yeah, he is. Outstanding. Went to my high school. Not
did he
Columbus. To the first high school I went to, Coral Park.
Hey, Rick is in here. He says Chandler O.J. Simpson. He's got the juice. What? Too soon? Yeah, that didn't work at all, Rick.
Yeah.
Fumble.
JP
JP isn't cranking his music. He's just deaf. Huh?
Hey,
what? Hey, who's on mic? Huh? I don't know. Ricky, he says Ricky loves the Big O. Tell me a good Ricky Henderson third person story. He always talked in the third person.
Yeah, I think I've told you a couple. I mean, my favorite is when I was up there and I got out to the dugout very early because I just was so excited to be in Yankee Stadium, be in the pinstripes, and Ricky Henderson was, the man, right? Along with Big Blood, as we call him, Dave Winfield. Those were the big two. Talk about black great players. We had Dave Winfield, we had Ricky Henderson, we had the great Willie Randolph, one of the captains of the team. So I'm in the dugout before a game, and Ricky comes out, and man, dude, I can't tell you enough what a body that guy had. I mean, it has to be like a football. It has to be like a running back.
That's what he looked like.
Yeah, like a running back, right?
Yeah.
Just quads, hammies. He was big up top, but not super huge.
Yeah.
Just well cut.
Yeah.
In fact, another little quick story about him. We every year, and again, I was at big league camp for 5 years with the Yankees. Finally got to the big leagues, after getting called up. But I was one of their top, players in the minor leagues, A-ball, AA, AAA. So I was invited to camp. So I was around these guys every year in the mid 80s. And the first week you're there, they do a body fat test. Yeah. So in my peak, I was 6'4", 225, 230, and I had 10.5 body fat.
Damn.
I was coming in strong.
Yeah.
Right. Ricky had 3.4 body fat. They compared it to a Olympic sprinter.
Yeah.
Are the only ones that are under 4%.
He was different.
It's almost like unhealthy to be that.
Ricky was different. He'd tell you that too.
So then I'm in the dugout and he walks in. in the dugout right before the game, and he's like, "Yo, Big O, yo, what's up, baby? Yeah, we're ready to go." He goes, "I think Ricky gonna get 3 hits today. I think Ricky gonna steal 3 bags today. I think Ricky gonna score 3 runs today." And I go, "Damn, Ricky." I mean, I know. Then I go, "Damn, who's this Ricky guy, man?" He goes, "That's me. Oh, it's me. It's me." Because you're always talking to third person. He's like, "It's me, man. I'm talking about me." He was.
That is
trip.
spot on, bro.
I think Ricky.
That is a really good Ricky Henderson right there.
Ricky was like, "Yeah, Big O," and then he would one of the best home run trots of all time.
Oh yeah,
and he didn't really show up. Okay, and I got something to say on the heels of this, which I think is pertinent to Junior Caminero. But Ricky was the one that, he kind of was style. He would get low, and when he would hit it and get a good one, he would swing, and the bat would finish behind his back, and he wouldn't flip the bat. He would just drop it. But then he would do the shirt, and I thought that was like the coolest. Head down, leaning towards his left as he's going over there, and he would point, and then he would do the shirt like, "I'm the man." We thought that was the coolest thing. A pitcher can't even get mad at that.
No, he was so cool.
Now they're doing it's over the top, right? So
I'm happy to hear you say this because I said it the other day and I felt kind of bad.
No, and then here's the irony. You see where the lefty for Boston, Peyton Toll, struck out Junior, and it's going viral. Like Junior's reply, Junior's thing, like they have him walking back to the dugout or back to the field because I think, ended an inning. So he's going back to third base, and he's like, "What's going on with this?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, all the way to home," and he's pumping, and I'm thinking, Junior, little 20-second time out there, homie. Have you seen what you do when you hit a home run?
I just said that the other day. And I said, I feel bad about this because I love his emotion.
No.
I love
doing it. But do not stare at a pitcher that just struck you out in a key moment.
And he celebrated.
Yeah. Celebrate all you want.
Right.
I got to give the love to the pitcher.
Don't get mad at him.
Because listen, it's 2 guys in the big leagues right now that do things that are over the top. It's Junior, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. In fact, now I'm looking forward to everything. He has a system, right? I forget what he does, and he does.
You're going to have to break that down for me.
We're going to have to break it down one day, but he has a system.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. And then when he got right before home plate, he does this other thing. I haven't even figured it out. One day I'm going to have to, talk to him and say, "Can you break down in Spanish all the, the reasons?" Because it's exactly the same every time.
Yeah, it is.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate the continuity. The other guy is Jazz Chisholm, who does all his real weird antics and the thing and all that. But there's several. So if a pitcher does there was a guy that I played against in Japan, may rest in peace, Brad Leslie, who pitched, had won a few games with Cincinnati Reds, and then he went over to Japan to pitch. And he ended up doing the sumo. When you win a sumo match, if you ever watch a sumo match, when they win and they receive the money, before they receive the money, because they always get like a small amount of money, they get the bigger money if they win the whole tournament. Right. But after every single match, there's 12 days, 12 matches. If the winner gets money,
give him cash right there.
Yeah, right there in an envelope. That. So he sits down. The other guy's lost. He's out, he's out of the dojo, and he sits down. And I always thought it was the coolest thing. They do this thing where basically they thank it by going earth, wind, fire. And it's like this. You go 1, 2, 3. Some guys do it really cool, and there's like, so this guy who pitched in Japan, they called him the Animal. Yeah. He was a wild man, passed away a few years ago. May he rest in peace. He would strike out, and then he'd do this, and he would do it like that. And I'd be like, I'm tipping my hat to you, man. I think it's super cool. Right. I was all right. I had my own guts pose thing that I did that I'm still making money off of.
Wow.
30-something years later, because I created.
What'd you call it? A guts pose?
They called it a guts pose. And that's what I don't know why, but it's like I'm posing and showing my guts. That's what I mean. You are showing your guts. Hi, you are such a powerful, original man. Show you. We love it, Orestes, when you show your guts. So I did it one day, and I would clap and do this pump thing, which I technically stole from Kirk Gibson when he hit the home run, and he was going around first base off of Eckersley, right?
Eckersley, yes.
So I took it to another level in 1990. I hit this walk-off homer early in the season, and I did this thing pose. It was in the front pages of every single Japan paper nationwide. And my interpreter came out and he said, "Wow, that pose you did was like it's become really popular." I go, "Bing!" Light bulb
Ding,
went
ding,
off,
ding.
and my what do you call it? Business 101.
Yeah, I should say ding ding. I should say ching ching.
Ching ching, and I
Ching,
said,
ching.
I'm just gonna start doing that every time I hit a home run.
Yeah,
bro. Little kids throughout all of Tokyo and
how
Japan
cool is that?
would come up to me and they go, still to this day, when I go to Japan and somebody sees me at the airport or something and they want to get a picture with me, they go, they'll get a regular picture and they'll go, can we do a guts pose picture? Yeah. And I go, sure. And we go like this, and I have pictures of me and the fans.
That's awesome.
Yeah, crazy.
That is so awesome.
So that was fine. Never brought it to the United States because I would have gotten hit in the head. The Japanese loved that. So now, in fact,
but that's not much.
No, but in fact, the 90s Asian players ushered in the bat flip. The Japanese and the Koreans are the ones that were doing the bat flips early.
See, who knew that?
Yeah.
I thought that was all Latino.
No, not Latino.
How about that?
Japan and Korea were the ones that ushered in the bat flip. They started doing it, and all of a sudden it became popular. The Koreans were notorious. They go like 10 feet in the air. And then it seeped its way. It took like 20 years, but since like 2010, 15, it's been accepted. And now you don't get thrown in the head anymore to do something. So Junior can't be upset at Toll going like this.
And by the way, I was just seeing, we should side by side those two celebrations. Like Junior's is all flamboyant and it's athletic. And then Tully's is this just
pumped. He's just pumped.
It's kind of a dorky white guy thing.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Apples and oranges.
There's no flair to it.
Flair.
There's no athleticism. It was just like, ooh.
Yeah. There's not even any coolness to it whatsoever.
No, it's just like, ooh.
But then they show Junior going like, what is that, man? Maybe what he's thinking is like, if you're gonna do that, be flamboyant and be creative.
Yeah, be a little creative. Maybe that's what's it.
Come out with something cool, a little Japanese.
Not the
earth, wind, fire.
Evidently, there was some other side story that his mom passed away, and it was Mother's Day, so he was celebrating.
Oh.
But I think that was a postscript. Honestly, I think he was kind of showing up. Junior's like, you're gonna do that thing you just did around the bases, then I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
100%.
You know what?
I have it in my notes today of bringing it up today. And
I'm glad you did, because I kind of felt I didn't want to come off as like, I don't like Junior doing his thing.
No.
Because I like you do it. Is it a little over the top? I think it is, but whatever. I don't care.
It's been matriculated to be accepted now.
Yeah.
So, without looking at that picture, the one thing you can't do is like look at that picture.
Don't do that.
Like I love exciting dunks. I don't like it when the guy beautiful dunk and then looks to walk over the guy.
Yeah.
And stares him down. Yeah. And do that deal. Yeah. That,
now you're showing him up.
No, dunk and do whatever you want to do. Or when you hit the three that they do all this weird.
Yeah.
I love
celebrate with your teammates. Don't get in anybody's
with
face.
The fans if you're at home.
Yeah,
celebrate.
that's fine. Yeah.
Beautiful. You got to allow the pitchers to celebrate a strikeout here.
That's right. That's right, Junior. Don't be hypocritical.
You got to allow them. You got to give them. The only thing, these white boys need to get a little more creative.
A little more flair.
You got to get a little more flair. You got to bring me a little something dramatic. Bring me something.
But it'll look funny, though.
Mr.
6'6", 250 pounds. He's a big boy.
Peyton
the Tom Selleck mustache. Yeah,
he is a big boy.
He's a big boy. He's got a little flair on the mound. He gets up in there.
Yeah.
And his glove says, "You look pretty." Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, it's on his glove. It says, "You look pretty," or "You're pretty," or something.
Interesting.
It's weird. I don't know. Maybe that's from his mom, and now I'm making fun of it.
God
but
bless.
Anyway.
And his mom.
He's the thing. Like, that guy's a big dude, and he throws 97, 98. He needs a better celebration.
He needs a better celebration. There's got to be.
Give me an Al Raboski's thing or something.
Exactly. Give me a little more,
a little bit more flair.
A little more flair.
Consult a wrestler.
Consult somebody or a Latino. Definitely consult a Latino.
No, this can look weird. Some big dorky wrestler. They come up.
They come out when they come.
Yeah. Some of these big dorky white guys have
you
some
need
flair to them.
the wrestlers with the MLB players to come out with better.
It has to be like within your genre.
It does.
If you're a big, burly white guy,
Right,
you can't be like doing that stuff like Junior's doing.
Good point.
It's got to be something a little bit more organic
and coordinated. You know what I mean? There has to be some coordination into this thing. So there wasn't.
You ain't gonna get this kind of talk on any other show.
It was not
like this show today.
That was awesome.
This is like our best show ever,
dude.
Fantastic.
Give the quote again that Ken Eriksen said about the
a full mind leads to an empty bat. That's baseball too.
Yeah, a full mind leads to an empty bat.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you can cross that over to life.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
When he said it, like that's applicable.
That's applicable.
Yeah,
if your mind is too racing, you're going to be empty with your other things that you want.
The kids say today it's a flow state.
Ooh,
flow state. When you're in your flow state, you empty your mind and you're just in your flow state.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing.
That's funny because that's a very popular Puerto Rican phrase.
Flow state.
Flow. Hey, that guy's got flow.
Get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you
a lot of the Puerto Rican
Chandler's in his flow state.
Right? Yeah, the Puerto Rican
so's Aranda.
Reggaeton rappers.
Yeah,
they use flow.
Yeah,
a lot. They say in their rap songs. They go, "Oh, I got flow."
Reggaeton.
Yeah, reggaeton.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's a great.
I'll play that on my Sirius XM.
Oh, do you play a little reggaeton? Oh, mira qué cosa.
Who's that one guy? Yankee
Daddy.
Yeah,
Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee. I met him.
Daddy.
Really nice guy.
No, that dude's a legend.
Interviewed him a few times.
He's a legend.
He owns a.
He's kind of stepped away from the heavy because
Yeah.
he became like this born again Christian a few years ago.
Yeah, he's a really interesting dude.
No, he's the godfather of reggaeton.
Yeah, really good dude.
Great show today, though, bro.
This has been a great show. We're going over, but we've kind of ignored our peeps here because we got a lot of comments.
Yeah, please.
So let's get to it. We'll go a little over, right? We started a little early.
Let's go.
We'll give the folks what they want.
Yeah.
Alejandro, we always start with you. Says, honestly, I know it might be a hot take, but why don't we integrate women in baseball or have a women's baseball league like you see in the movie A League of Their Own, which was a success during World War II?
Right.
You know why? Because women play softball better.
Correct.
It's
more made for them to succeed and to play the game.
It fits their game.
Right.
It fits their bodies.
I mean,
it fits their
what
skill
softball
level.
Should be comparable to the WNBA. I 100%. I'm an advocate of the WNBA lowering their rims to 9 feet for the women's game.
Yeah.
You would have the bigger ones would be dunking.
Yeah.
You actually would have alley-oops. There's some players that just barely can get it.
Yeah.
So basically, why not lower it to 9 feet? Make it, a game where now it's more accessible to them to do the dramatic thing.
Fits their skill set better.
That's like saying, okay, so you're going to play softball and it's going to be, 300 feet to
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
It makes sense to be at 200, 210 and 300 to center. It just fits the skill set.
I mean, dare I say, do you think an infielder, a softball infielder?
Oh, it can hang. They can hang.
They have a much tighter window to get the ball to first base.
They can hang to
shorter.
turn a double play.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up with Kenny. Yeah. They can hang. They have great
unbelievable
hand-eye coordination. The hitting, and Kenny described it beautifully. You got to slow your body down, slow your shoulders, relax your shoulders, and just be all about 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's got to be super quick. We're seeing the Rays kind of hitting like that. Everything seems to be right center, left center, center. They're trying to let the ball travel further. Phenomenal. So as far as, to answer Alejandro's question, the MLB is making a concerted effort with their professional softball league that they're promoting all over there. So they started that last year.
It's huge.
And they're pushing. So all these big women that are coming out of college, the upper echelon players are being signed to play in I forget what it's called, the USAFL. I can't remember the name of it.
Prediction.
But it's becoming a really talented thing.
Professional women's softball.
Yeah.
And professional women's flag football
will
overtake the WNBA in the next 5 to 10 years.
100%. And oh, by the way, we can have some tournaments where? Over there up the road from us at the new facility.
We got to name it. We still don't have a name for it.
For the whole facility or for the stadium?
Raysville.
I don't know
Just
if I'm a
doesn't ring.
fan of Raysville.
I'm not.
I'm
but
not a fan of Raysville.
I'm not. We need something
We're
better.
gonna guys, gals, give us some
Maybe Tampa Bay,
opinions.
Tampa Bay centric something. Tampa Bay Center, Tampa Bay
Center sounds too businessy.
Yeah. I'm
It's got to be
spitballing here.
something
Yeah.
Like the pavilion, the
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it'll probably be something that works with the title sponsor.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
the naming rights sponsor.
Yeah.
Who's going to be who?
Possibly.
Publix.
Yeah.
Publix Park.
MUFG.
Mm.
My people's
Make it international, baby.
Yeah.
Airweed says, Big O, who do you think will go down when Gavin Lux comes back up? Do we trade someone, or does Palacio still have options to go back down?
He does.
Your thoughts?
Well, Palacio has options to go back down. So, I would think that Richie's playing for his major league life right now, and he came out with 3 hits yesterday after going through a slide. I think he was 1 for 17 or 0 for 17. So that was big by Richie right now. But yeah, Gavin Lux is an established major leaguer, especially from the left side against righties. You're seeing such great play, great play by Ben Williamson.
He's not going anywhere.
He's not going nowhere. In fact, honestly, Ben Williamson should be playing second base every day in my book right now. Forget about lefty righty.
I agree.
Ben Williamson, is just playing legit baseball, both defensively and offensively. He's so good defensively. I mean, the reads he gets, he's
so versatile too.
Oh my God,
he's a natural third baseman. Can play short.
Can play short. Second's got a gun. Yeah, I mean, so Gavin Lux would come in. I would say it would be Richie Palacios. I don't know if you really need to keep Palacios if you're, he's the odd man out. I mean, let's just be honest.
Rick says, "Hola, gentlemen." And JP, thank God for this show. I haven't watched the Rays game in 2 years other than a live game last season. I am able to keep up and enjoy them. Thank you again for everything. I think
that's nice.
That's to both of us, I would have to say, Rick.
Well, he did. He picked.
I think it's a given since it is your show that he's at. Since I brought you in,
thank you,
and we teamed up.
Thank you to JP.
He means both,
and what he's created. Knucklehead. But I will tell you, you picked 2 good years to not watch them, and you've picked a good year to restart watching them because they weren't that good last couple of years. This is an exciting. I will say again, I said at the beginning of the show, and in your show, I also said it. The Cubs and the Rays are the 2 most exciting teams to watch play all around baseball, period. They're just dynamic. They're fun, and the only thing that will be missing is that, Chicago Cubs have the north side of Chicago and Wrigleyville. It'd be nice if we can have that in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine if we could spend the money that they're allocated to spend and bring in a Bregman, re-sign.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
If it doesn't happen, I'm going to be on their ass every day on my show.
Yeah, buddy. Who else we got?
Danny Boy says the 3 greatest starts after 40 games in the history of Major League Baseball are the 77 Dodgers were 30-10.
70 Dodgers, 77.
Yeah, that's the Bob Welch.
Yeah.
Don Sutton.
Yeah.
Was Fernando? Yeah.
No,
he was 79, 78, 79.
No, that's the great,
Steve Garvey,
Ron
Davey Lope. Yeah. 84 Tigers were 35-5.
Yeah. The 84 Tigers were ridiculous. And they won that year.
Yeah. Yankees 31-9 in 98. The 98 Yankees.
I forgot that.
They were good.
Good call there.
2 of those teams, 84 Tigers. Danny Boy.
Danny Boy. Good job with that.
And 98 Yankees won the World Series. 77 LA won the National League. Who did they lose to in the World Series in 77? Don't tell me.
The Yankees.
Yankees, yeah.
They lost twice.
Yeah, that's right.
77 and 78.
Reggie.
That was Reggie's 3 homer.
Yeah. That's how we remember these things. We can't remember what we had.
This start has been obviously historic for them. And, listen, I'll tell you what, and I'm going to throw this out there, and this is more for Friday show. By the way, be sure to pop in on Friday. We'll promote it more on the JP Peterson show because live we're going to have Dave Magadan. Speaking of legends.
Is he coming in studio?
Yeah, he's coming in studio.
All right, I got to fix the studio by Friday.
So we got that's your task.
I will do so.
Davey Magadan's going to come in and talk about a guy that's a legendary in this area. A Tampa Sun Hall of Famer in his own right in this area. But also the question I'm going to ask really is, how far can this team really go? And because we were talking a lot about the Cubs, we're talking about these other teams, but how far can this team really go? This is a team that has not gotten swept this year at all.
Mm-hmm.
The Cubs are the only other team that I believe, well, they haven't lost a series, but I don't think they haven't gotten swept. The Reds haven't gotten swept. And how serious, how can this, how far can it go? And are we talking about a team that can sustain this?
I hate to say it, but they had a run last year that was similar to this numbers wise, and then they just completely crapped the bed. But again,
I don't know, but it's a different makeup.
It's a way different team.
It's a different makeup.
It's a way different team in different circumstance. What got them last year, in my opinion, was the heat in the summer and playing 27 road games and 27 out of 30, 3 games against the Dodgers back home.
Right.
It's just an unsustainable schedule. And the condensed home games early on, they didn't take advantage of. But it was too much.
Yeah.
And the field and that particular field did not suit them as a team. Michael LaRue says, do the Rays get into their opponent's head with small ball? We kind of answered this earlier, but
100%. You can see the frustration in Toronto's faces. I mean, they were wearing it from Gossman in the home games. You saw it with Clement when one of the dribblers went up the middle and he dove, and then it was like they panned on him and he was on one knee like this, going, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
We're much better than this team, but you're not right now.
No,
they're not. They're hurt. I will give them the fact that this is a dangerous team once they get fully healthy.
They'll get better.
They'll get better. And we'll be seeing them again, but
glad we getting them 2 series now.
Early.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And they're messing with other teams right now. If they can keep that starting bullpen at the level that they're playing. By the way, you really look at their bullpen. You've got combinations now. The addition, and I've said it before in the beginning of the season, Garrett Clevenger is a super key bullpen arm in this year. And why? Because you need that hammer lefty. It's not Ian Seymour. Ian Seymour is a nice lefty in the bullpen, but Clevenger is your hammer lefty. So then you can't pitch him every day. So Ian goes out there yesterday. He does, he gets
you got a good 4-run cushion.
Yeah, and he gave up the 2-run jack. But regardless, you've got the combination of 2 lefties coming at you. You've got Sulser pitching well. Kelly's pitching. He's got everybody changed up now with that, with that underarm thing, submarine pitch. And then you lead to a Baker who's just, I don't think there's enough hype about Brian Baker. Throws 98
and he's
with
nasty.
One of the best changeups
with a nasty beard.
Fastball changeup, which is basically he's throwing in a mini me, of Trevor Hoffman type.
He's
of
got
closer.
a vibe.
Yeah, he's got a vibe.
He's got a little closer Wild Thing vibe.
I like it.
Maybe we go to the Wild Thing music when he comes in.
There you go.
Start a little something.
Maybe we give him a little something. Maybe I teach him.
You should teach him the what is it? Fire.
Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah,
it is. That's what it is. It's like boom, boom, Earth, Wind, Fire, and you take the money.
Play September.
You take the money. I thought it was so cool when Brad Leslie did that, because basically he was a closer, right? He only pitched to close games, so he would and then he would act like he was taking the money from you. So he would strike you out, and then he'd go, and you'd be like, damn, I got to tip my hat to that one. That's a good one.
Alex Nunn says
Alejandro Nunn
about the Eriksen interview. Good stuff. Got the bat and ball game. Truly does run so deep in Tampa Bay. It does. Everybody plays it. Alex said, yeah, that pissed me off. Kind of disrespectful on Junior, especially when you know what happened to his mom.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew that.
No, he didn't know that. Yeah. No, Junior was like that. What's wrong with this big white boy doing this thing? I'm telling you, this is all mainly about style.
Yeah.
Possibly was like, if the guy has a really cool one, I don't know what.
I think he was. Like, what are you celebrating for?
No, it was about celebration. Let's not kid ourselves. Junior was like, what are you celebrating? And I'm watching it and I'm going, Junior, you are the biggest celebrator in the big leagues, bro. You got 19 things you do. I got to itemize it.
Alex says he does not find that shit funny. The pitcher been through so much after losing his mom on Mother's Day. Nobody knew about that.
Nobody
Alex,
knew
nobody knew about that. I mean, even
the
announcers didn't know about that.
Yeah, because what happened, if you really watch it, and it's gone viral, right? So you can watch the clip. If he does it, pitchers will do it once. They'll get a strikeout and they'll go, he just kept on doing it while running into, and it was just like kept on doing it.
If you remember, if you saw Tolly, he watched Junior through the whole thing.
Yes. I'm all about Tolly doing that.
Yeah. It's all good.
I'm all about it.
Rick says, I'm in my flow state when I get up in the morning.
Man, baby, come on now. I'm in my flow state. Dude, all right. I'm in my flow state around 4:30 every morning, and then I go back to bed for a little while to get that mid.
Yeah, I'm in my flow state about 12 times a night.
No, I've got it controlled to once. I'm very happy.
I'm taking medication for that.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm taking herbal supplements.
There you go, supplements. There you go.
See how that works.
Yeah. Get your flow, baby.
Anything.
Get your flow on, man. You know. Carol G. She talks.
Instagram ads get me every freaking time, man.
Carol G. is the Puerto Rican reggaeton girl that uses flow all the time.
All right. Hey, great show, bro. That was
awesome.
fun.
A lot of good stuff.
Thanks to Texas Roadhouse Wesley Chapel, great steak place, Kingmaker Tampa, great office space to work in, and then Murphy Auto Group.
I'm early for my July 4th. I'm already excited about this.
Is that the race thing?
No, this is just a ball that I picked up a while back.
Oh.
And I found it.
Thought it was a promotion.
Nope. And I'm like, man, I know it's only May, but
it's a big July 4th, bro.
It's a big July 4th.
250.
Gotta love the United States of America.
250, man.
So
we'll do a whole show.
We'll start it. We got to start it early
show on that.
And celebrate
baseball in America.
Celebrate this great country.
Yeah. All right. Great job, my friend. Let me get this music going here so we can finish this out. Tell everybody some good stuff and give them say something about full mind and empty bat.
You know what? This is so important. Mind clear, focused, and you can produce. And the best way to produce, stay tranquil and tropical, baby.
Like that.